Cambodian history. No one knows for certain how long people have lived in what is now Cambodia, as studies of its prehistory are undeveloped. A Carbonell 4 dating from a cave in northwestern Cambodia suggests that people using stone tools lived in the cave as early as 4000 BC. And rice has been grown on Cambodian soil since well before the 1st century AD. The first Cambodians likely arrived long before either of these dates. They probably migrated from the north, although nothing is known about their language or their way of life. By the beginning of the 1st century AD, Chinese traders began to report the existence of inland and coastal kingdoms in Cambodia. These kingdoms already owed much to Indian culture, which provided alphabets, art forms, architectural styles, religions, Hinduism and Buddhism, and a stratified class system. Local beliefs that stressed the importance of ancestral spirits coexisted with the Indian religions and remain powerful today. Cambodia's modern-day culture has its roots in the 1st to 6th centuries in a state referred to as Funan, known as the oldest Indianized state in Southeast Asia. It is from this period that evolved Cambodia's language. Part of the Mon Khmer family, which contains elements of Sanskrit, its ancient religion of Hinduism and Buddhism, historians have noted. For example, that Cambodians can be distinguished from their neighbors by their clothing. Checkered scarves known as kramas are worn instead of straw hats. Funan gave way to the Angkor Empire with the rise to power of King Jayavarman II in 802. The following 600 years saw powerful Khmer kings dominate much of present-day Southeast Asia, from the borders of Myanmar east to the South China Sea and north to Laos. It was during this period that Khmer kings built the most extensive concentration of religious temples in the world, the Angkor Temple Complex. The most successful of Angkor's kings, Jayavarman II, Indravarman of Rur, Suryavarmani and Jayavarman VII also devised a masterpiece of ancient engineering, a sophisticated irrigation system that includes barrays, gigantic man-made lakes and canals that ensured as many as 3 rice crops a year. Part of this system is still in use today, the Khmer Kingdom, Funan. Early Chinese writers referred to a kingdom in Cambodia that they called Funan. Modern-day archaeological findings provide evidence of a commercial society centered on the Mekong Delta that flourished from the 1st century to the 6th century. Among these findings are excavations of a port city from the 1st century located in the region of Ak Eo in what is now southern Vietnam. Served by a network of canals, the city was an important trade link between India and China. Ongoing excavations in southern Cambodia have revealed the existence of another important city near the present-day village of Angkor Borek.
Angkor Wat, seventh wonder of the world. Angkor Wat, World Wonder List. Angkor Wat, in its beauty and state of preservation, is unrivaled. Its mightiness and magnificence bespeak a pomp and a luxury surpassing that of a pharaoh or a Shah Jahan, an impressiveness greater than that of the pyramids, an artistic distinctiveness as fine as that of the Taj Mahal. Angkor Wat is located about 6 kilometers 4 miles north of Siem Reap, south of Angkor Thom. Entry and exit to Angkor Wat can only be accessed from its west gate. Angkor Wat was built in the first half of the 12th century, 113–205 BC. Estimated construction time of the temple is 30 years, by King Suryavarman II. Dedicated to Vishnu, Hindu, replica of Angkor Thom's style of art. Background: Angkor Wat, the largest monument of the Angkor group and the best preserved, is an architectural masterpiece. Its perfection in composition, proportions, reliefs and sculpture make it one of the finest monuments in the world. Wat is the Khmer name for temple. The French spelling is Vat, which was probably added to Angkor when it became a Theravada Buddhist monument, most likely in the 16th century. After 1432, when the capital moved to Phnom Penh, Angkor Wat was cared for by Buddhist monks. It is generally accepted that Angkor Wat was a funerary temple for King Suryavarman II and oriented to the west to conform to The symbolism between the setting sun and death, the baro leaves designed for viewing from left to right, in the order of Hindu funereal ritual, support this function. A private tour to visit the Great Lake Tonle Sap and enjoy a brief cruise past floating villages, complete with schools, restaurants, and hospitals with personal guide. The floating villages at Tonle Sap Lake have become something of an interest for tourists visiting Siem Reap. The fascination with people who live in floating houses, travel to floating schools, and eat at floating restaurants is quite an attraction for the many visitors that come to Cambodia, as well as the floating villages. There are also stilted villages along the banks of Tonle Sap Lake, where houses and buildings rest on tall, thin stilts that keep the occupants dry during the wet season, with giant ladders to reach the lower levels during the dry season. Floating villages, several communities of people are living on the Tonle Sap Lake. There are 4 main villages that are accessible from Siem Reap, and a variety of ways to get there. The villages Chong Nis, Mekri Kampong Flak, and Kampong Kling. IKTT Village Institute of Khmer Traditional Textiles. The Institute of Khmer Traditional Textiles, IKTT Village, is located at No. 450 Vihichin Village, Servadankam Commune, Siem Reap, Cambodia, just 15 kilometers from the bustling city center of Siem Reap. This peaceful and culturally rich destination offers a unique opportunity to experience the traditional silk weaving craft in its authentic setting. The village is surrounded by serene landscapes, providing a tranquil environment for visitors to relax and connect with Cambodia's ancient textile heritage. IKTT Village is a vibrant cultural sanctuary dedicated to preserving and celebrating the ancient art of Khmer silk weaving, a practice that has been passed down through generations. The village allows visitors to explore the fascinating journey of silk, from the cultivation of silkworms to the intricate process of weaving the threads into beautiful textiles. Guests are invited to witness the meticulous process firsthand, as skilled artisans demonstrate their craft with passion and precision. The heart of the experience at IKTT lies in the opportunity to learn about the significance of silk in Khmer culture. The village offers workshops where guests can try their hand at weaving under the guidance of local artisans, gaining insight into the patience and skill required to create each piece of woven art. These workshops allow visitors to connect with the craft on a personal level while learning about its cultural importance and the sustainable practices involved. The village itself is thoughtfully designed, reflecting the elegance and calm of traditional Khmer culture. With scenic views of the surrounding landscape, it serves as a peaceful retreat, where guests can fully immerse themselves in the beauty and history of Cambodian silk weaving. Takeo Silk Weaving Village. The legacy of Khmer silk. Takeo, a province rich in history, is home to one of Cambodia's most refined traditions, silk weaving. Once a thriving silk production hub, Takeo has long been at the forefront of crafting exquisite textiles, historically reserved for Khmer royalty. The process begins with silkworm farming, where cocoons are unraveled to extract fine threads. Using natural pigments, artisans dye the silk in vibrant hues before weaving intricate patterns on wooden looms. The rhythmic motion of the weavers brings these delicate fabrics to life, showcasing Cambodia's rich textile heritage. Traditional weaving villages, such as those in Bati and Pre Kabas districts, continue to preserve these age-old techniques. Visitors can observe skilled artisans at work, learn about the intricate weaving process, and even try their hand at crafting their own silk patterns. This immersive experience offers a deeper appreciation for Cambodia's silk-making traditions. Prasat Bante Sri, the citadel of the women. The 10th century temple of Banteay Sri is renowned for its intricate decoration carved in pinkish sandstone that covers the walls like tapestry. This site warrants as much time as your schedule allows. The roads have been recently repaired, and it takes about 30 minutes from Siem Reap to get to the temple. To reach Banteay Shrai, follow the main road north out of Siem Reap, turn right at Angkor Wat, and follow the road to Shra Shrong, where you turn right past Pri Root. Banteay Shrai is an exquisite miniature, a fairy palace in the heart of an immense and mysterious forest, the very thing that Grimm delighted to imagine and that every child's heart has yearned after, but which mature years has sadly proved too lovely to be true. And here it is, in the Cambodian forest at Banteay Shrai, carved not out of the stuff that dreams are made of, but of solid sandstone. The enchanting temple of Banteay Shrai is nearly everyone's favorite sight. The special charm of this temple lies in its remarkable state of preservation, small size and excellence of decoration.
The Cambodia Landmine Museum. Visit to learn about the wars that Cambodia endured and their aftermath, which is still reverberating through the country. Learn how landmines and other explosive remnants of war came. In Cambodia, through the story of our founder Aki Ra, as he tells of growing up during the conflict of the Khmer Rouge and the work he has done to earn him the title of CNN hero. Landmines in Cambodia. Cambodia remains one of the most heavily mined countries in the world as a result of decades of conflict, including a civil war, the brutal Khmer Rouge regime, and genocide, American bombing, and Vietnamese occupation. Dozens of civilians are still injured or killed every year by landmines and other unexploded ordnance that have been left over from all the fighting.